Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Xbox Nation. Hopefully, everything goes smoothly. I did some work on the old PC, and hopefully, I got some of the issues kind of straightened out, and it's not going to mess up as much as in the past. There's actually a lot to talk about for a Wednesday, which I'm kind of excited about. We had the big Halo 5 launch. We now know what it did. It was the most successful launch in Halo history. It did over 400 million in sales, biggest launch in Halo history. It also broke the records for streaming, live streaming, with the launch. They like went in the Guinness Book of World Record. So I think that all the naysayers out there, all the haters that said Halo's going to fail, nobody's going to buy Halo, it's washed up. It's just, I mean, I don't think there's been a single exclusive to match this to date with this generation. So I think that we can put all that bullshit to rest. Halo is just fine. 343 put their stamp on the game, and they did a wonderful job with it. They deserve all the accolades and things like that. The media tried their best to kind of stall or make it seem like the game wasn't as good as it is, but we all know that the game is really, really good.
Yeah.
Not perfect. I did a review for it, but here's the interesting thing. They've never given direct number of units sold for a Halo game like that. They always do the money thing. Like that's the cool thing to do these days. So they said over 400 million. And one of the best guesses I saw for this, which is a little bit different than yours, Iron Wolf, because I know what you think already, but it was 4.5 million of the game sold, 500,000 of the units sold, and then the rest made up of like the controllers and stuff like that. Which is still significant. To me, that's a more balanced one because I know you said you think they sold like 6.6 million, which would be if you weren't counting the hardware and stuff like that. So I get where you get that from. I'm just I think that it might be a little bit lower. It could be up to that by now, but I think that just what is this, like the first 24 hours or something that they're talking about?
Yeah, I could be the first to admit, if you include hardware, then obviously you gotta cut it back a little bit, and
Yeah.
and then you got the controllers, and then you have the consoles as well on top of that. But you have to bear in mind that there weren't that many limited edition consoles. I mean, they were very limited. I think they're counting the bundles instead of the regular Xbox Ones.
Well, speaking of limited, guys, did you notice that there was limited activity from all of the big gaming websites today? Because on Twitter, because they all look like shit. They all had mud on their face. They all had shit on their face from looking like assholes. Now, this is what I'm saying. You can't have people like Ryan McCaffrey come out, say it's the worst story of all time as far as he's concerned. He's a quote-unquote Halo fan, and have record-breaking sales and record-breaking customers that are satisfied. This is just what we keep saying day in and day out. It's not a tinfoil hat. It's not this other shit that you guys all read in some kind of magic fairy tale, probably some kind of fucking anime shit from PlayStation. What it literally is the truth. It's the truth that there's some sort of agenda, and I can't wait. 10 years from now, we'll all get the fucking hot off the presses book on our iPads and reading what the fuck was going on in this generation. But there's some sort of agenda out there to bash Microsoft, and that's the first thing I tweeted this morning. The minute that came out, I put a tweet out. I've never gotten so many favorites and retweets on anything I've ever said on Twitter like I did today, and I said no matter how much you tried to shit on Halo, its success couldn't be stopped. It just could not be stopped.
Yeah, but that shows you that the Xbox One is a true gaming console because so far the two of the best exclusives, Titanfall and Halo 5, are the highest selling games of this generation. The PS4 doesn't have any game that can stack up to Halo so far, and it shows you that the Xbox community really get behind their exclusives. And people are starting to wake up. They had an article talking about the 8 reasons why the PS4 owners are jealous of the Xbox One. You can see a slight shift toward the Xbox One. You see a lot of people start trying to jump on the bandwagon. And I say Microsoft is going to dominate this Black Friday.
Yeah. Well, if you look at what they sold, like if the breakdown for their shipped per quarter, whatever last holiday, they shipped 6.6 million according to them. So if they do that again, and it's already, I would assume that they're pretty close to 20. I don't know if you guys saw that article. That kind of broke down and used some guessing because they only give Xbox totals like 360 and Xbox One.
Yeah, Xbox One. They combined them.
Yeah, he just cut off just there.
They do that combination thing, which I can't wait. I'm hoping after next year they stop including the 360 figures. We just don't. First of all, we don't care.
Yeah, true.
Microsoft cares because it is money. It's like a much larger profit margin too on 360 for them, so they care. But we don't care. You know, we're talking about the now. Everything with us is always the now. You know, and I think Iron Wolf, you did a great video today. You did a quick 3-minute video on Halo 5, and you were spot on. You said, you know, this is a game that's just going to be very popular for a very long time. That's the one thing about Halo. Halo's not like, you know, Fallout's a long game. Fallout could be what, 200 hours? But the problem with the Fallouts and the Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is like 780 hours to complete, but we're not talking about it. You know what I mean? The game just kind of, it may resonate with some people, and that's great. Don't get me wrong. I have Witcher 3. I'm probably going to be playing that till, like, I don't know, 2021. And like literally, it's such an involved game. But Halo is that game that brings, and shame on me, I can't wait. Actually, Blaze, yeah, you and Wolf have been great. I've literally, unexpected this week, I had hardwood floors. A guy who was going to come and like redo them all. He decided he was going to redo them the other day. I have been unable to get to my friggin' living room where my Xbox is. So I can't wait to actually jam out and play some multiplayer with you guys. But like this is something that, like, even though I missed the past couple of days of playing it and it's been driving me crazy, I know we're going to be playing this game like well into 2016.
Yeah, definitely. And first of all, I just want to give a big shout out to the Xbox community and the day one buyers with that day one achievement. You know, they came out in high numbers buying this game. In fact, I saw people queuing up 48 hours before launch. And we all calculated the 400 million figure, and we all know it included bundles and, you know, limited edition consoles, controllers, and, you know, let's just exclude the hardware, yeah? It's pretty much sold 6 million or probably even 5 million copies easily. And that's just week one when you think about it, you know? Think about the Black Friday all the way up to Christmas. I can see this game selling up to 9 million copies.
I got booted out by my own damn podcast. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, like I said, like by the end of the year, I could see it selling 9 million easily. And look at the Uncharted collection. Like, you know, nobody's talking about it, and no one bought that game.
Yeah,
and
I
you know,
can say right now,
I didn't see Yoshida tweeting out, you know, to Phil, congratulations on your launch.
Good
you know,
point.
They
that's true. They don't have class.
Yeah, there's no class over there. You know what it is? You know what? No, Blaze, let me take it one step further. It's not that they don't have class. They don't like us. That's what it is. They don't like us. But that's fine. But we have half of this country sticking up for them.
I did see Bungie tweet out congratulations.
Yeah, they did.
Bungie in trouble.
Hey, so
now everybody kept saying 343 ruined Halo and Bungie was the better, and they couldn't even get Destiny to run at 60 frames a second, 1080p.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know. To be honest with you, I haven't seen any of the resolution stuff on Halo 5. What does it run at?
I don't care. It's beautiful.
It runs at 60 frames for the most part, I guess.
Well, I know it runs smooth at 60. I haven't had any slowdown whatsoever. But to be honest with you, I couldn't tell you. If you had a gun to my head and said, "Tell me the resolution," I wouldn't be able to tell you because I have no fucking clue. I know it looks great. I know I took like if you're on my friends list on Xbox, you've seen like I've taken like 40 screenshots. You know what I mean? Like they're beautiful. Yeah, it's just it's amazing. That game is just simply stunning to look at. So I think that like all the people that are worried about like the P's and stuff, you know, like get over that. The game's brilliant, man. I think they've done a fantastic job. Halo feels so much better at 60 frames per second. To me, that's what matters most.
Absolutely.
Especially in like a shooter and things like that. And I'm just really excited to see what they do with that. You know, like they set up the next one very, very well. I'm very excited to see where they take it. So I mean, what's your guys' opinion? I mean, just let's go around the room. What do you think it's sold so far?
Well, I want to kind of chime in just because I want to take Wolf's number and actually crap your number, even though you guys both justified it. You actually both gave the same number. Let me explain. Crap said between 4 and 5. I'll take the higher end there, 5. And Wolf was saying between 5 and 6. The thing is, though, according to that study that you saw, Crap, which is not, you know, nothing is solid here, but even if it was 4.5 copies sold and then 500,000 of the actual consoles, the consoles came with the game. So there's still 5 million people playing the game. At this, you know, I mean, hypothetically speaking. So, I mean, myself personally, and I want you guys to all speak because I've been talking too much, I do think that we're at the 5 million mark. That would be a safe bet for me if I had to put money on the table.
Yeah, me too. I probably think 5 million. Because I said when I was going past GameStop, they were racked. Like, all the controllers was going, all the Halos was going. So I would say probably 5 million. And every person on my friend list is playing it.
I'll probably put it at, you know, 5.5 million, you know.
Yeah. This game got legs, though.
I'll probably put it there. And yeah, there was an article from Gear Nuke talking about it didn't sell that great in Japan. Like, who gives a shit, yo?
Hey, we were talking about that pre-show, me and Mooch. I said I went to N4G, and they were so hard up for like anti-Halo news that they said it was the worst selling Halo in Japan. And I'm thinking the whole time, Japan, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Nothing's selling like super.
When that came out, I
Right there.
actually tweeted. I took that and I tweeted out, "What's Japan?" Like, it's irrelevant to me. I don't give a shit what the fuck Japan is.
I agree with that because, like, this is not the 90s. The best games, the Japan's golden age is over. No good games come out of Japan. The only good game I saw so far this year might be coming is 2016 going to be Scalebound. So far, everything from Japan looks mediocre. Like
It just shows that the Xbox community, they come out and they support their exclusives. Like, what's the highest selling exclusive on the PS4? Was it Bloodborne? Or was it Drive Club? It's 2 million, let's just say, right? And in week one,
it's probably around 2
in week
million.
1, Halo 5 surpassed all that shit.
So that means they have 30 million.
Well, we called it,
and they can't get.
dude.
Yeah.
Well, we called it earlier. Like I remember saying that Halo 5 will outsell every exclusive that PS4 launched this year. You know what I mean? And they will. I mean, that was just obviously fact. Remember when Greeny, good old Aaron Greenberg, back in his like Haymaker days, used to say Halo 4 outsold every PlayStation 3 exclusive that year. You know what I mean? It's like it sold more than Killzone 2 and 3 and Uncharted, and you know, he was just lumping all these big PlayStation games together and just saying what. Yeah, I mean, I love that. You know, like I like that kind of tactic. You know, hey Mooch, I know your Mets lost, right? But I did see this funny thing. I'm not even like a huge baseball fan, but Johnny Gomes from the Royals, who was like a bench player or whatever, he did this epic speech.
Oh, you just cut out there.
We lost.
Can you guys hear me?
There you are. You're back.
Okay. Yeah. So Johnny Gomes gave this speech like a wrestler, and he's like, and not politically correct, but we kicked their ass. You know, that's Microsoft needs to do that a little bit, in my opinion. Like, if I were them, I'd be like, hey, Halo 4 was more successful than this, and this, because wasn't it more successful than a lot of the multi-platform games this year? You know what I mean? Like even even Destiny didn't like I remember Destiny was like 500 million to make or whatever, and they're like, well, we got to sell a certain amount, and you know, and I don't know if they made it back right away, but I mean that's a hell of a thing for Microsoft to do, and they achieved it, and now putting that, you know, we were all bitching about the Elite controller, but now that looks genius releasing that on the same time as Halo 5, because all the hardcore people pick that up. You know what I mean? Everybody's got that damn thing. Well, except for me.
That ended up being a gimme situation. What I mean by that is
I can't find it. My brother has it, but I don't have it. So
you go out there,
another one.
Yeah, me too. I ordered my second one as well. I literally, it's probably the best. It is the best controller I've ever had in my life. Like the thing, and here's the thing. I don't even give a shit about the customization. I like the weight and the feel of it.
It's like a gun.
It's like a gun. It's like I said. It's like handling a precision steering wheel in like a race car. It is amazing. It's just the detail on it's amazing. The feel is just right. The weight's just right. It doesn't crink and crack every time you hold it. You know what I mean? It doesn't have any loose parts to it. It's amazing. And
those triggers are amazing too. Like I was playing the Halo with them. Get killed like crazy.
Yes. If you don't have an Elite controller, don't fret. Don't go. You don't have to go on Amazon and like Blackie did a great video today. You don't have to go pay $300. Just go to Microsoft Store, click on it. You'll get it before Christmas. You know what I mean? Like just you've made it this long without something. I know everyone's talking about it, so the hype's amazing, and it's not just hype; it's phenomenal. But don't go paying. You know, instead of buying it one for $300, just buy two for $150. You know what I mean?
Well, I managed to pick one up yesterday from like an independent store, right? As soon as I opened that bad boy, as soon as I was touching the damn thing, man, it had that premium feel. It was fast, responsive. You know, the analog triggers didn't really fall out. The normal one doesn't anyway. You know how the PS4 controller is. You know what I'm saying? It's just horrible.
Oh my God.
This is the thing. They won't ever get an Elite controller when you think about it, and they have to rely on scuff.
They can't afford the R&D, right? They don't have that kind of money. They don't have that. They don't have an R&D development. Basically, what they did, and we found out that Microsoft teamed up with Scuff. What they did was they took the best of the best from Scuff. They took the best of the best from Microsoft, and Microsoft literally said, "Listen, take it easy, but you have unlimited money." And remember, before the generation started, guys, we heard that the controller got a $100 million revamp. a lot of that $100 million went into this controller.
A lot of people mocked that too.
Yeah. They did. They were like, "There's no way that controller was
they
$100
change?
million."
It looks.
Yeah.
Games, they were real big about that, like pissing on that controller. Or like, oh my god.
But you know one thing,
I'm glad Rev 3 are gone, man.
I was saying, one thing, Crap, Blaze, and Mooch. What's mind blowing about the whole thing is that Halo 5 outsold Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and that's a multiplayer.
Yeah, that was a big game.
It's an annual release. You know, it sells well on all consoles, including the PC, and he outsold that. Yeah, that's saying something at the end of the day.
That's a great.
Got it.
Yeah.
And he outsold. Well, it didn't really outsell. I'll just say like it grossed more revenue than the new James Bond movie.
Yeah, in the UK.
Yeah, in the UK. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is great for the industry. You know,
hey, which
knock that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people are trying to knock it.
Yeah, but what PS4 exclusive outsold a blockbuster movie so far? You don't hear about the exclusives. Like we don't hear nobody talk about Bloodborne. We don't hear nobody talk about Until Dawn. Nobody's talking about The Order anymore. They don't talk about the exclusives after 2 days. Halo, we're still talking about Halo.
Well, sadly, I hear them talk about Bloodborne a little bit just because they have nothing else since then. So, I mean, what else are they going to talk about? Tearaway? You know?
Yeah, I mean, well, listen, the ponies were at it the other day before these pictures came out. They said something along the lines of, will you just wait and see at PSX, they're going to reveal something. I said, that's what you said at the Paris show. That's what you said at E3, and all we've gotten is, like, you know, Godzilla Part 2, Tearaway. Come on, man. Like...
by the way, Disgaea 5 only sold 200,000 copies, man.
Oh my god,
that's really bad, man.
That's successful, though.
For an install base of 25 million, 200.
No, they said 30 million.
That's bad, man.
Yeah, but we kept saying.
I never even heard of that game until like those list wars and shit. Like people throw that game in the list war, and I'm like, okay. It was like Tropico 5 to me. It's like to me, like PlayStation games are God of War, Gran Turismo. You know, Killzone, you know, Uncharted, The Last of Us. Those are big. Nobody gives a shit about Drive Club or you know, Motorcycle Club or you know, what is that fighting game that they had that people used to talk up? I forget what the hell it is. Guilty Gear. Nobody gives a shit about that.
But that's on the 360.
Yeah, Killer Instinct destroys that game.
Yeah, nobody cares about that stuff. It's completely ridiculous. It's irrelevant stuff. It's like Nintendo. It's like people trying to talk about indie games coming out on the Nintendo platform. We all know Nintendo is about Mario, Zelda, Metroid, you know, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart. It's all about that stuff. If it isn't the big name stuff, stop putting that shit in the list. You know, look, Halo, that shit sells. You know, that excites people. You know, Guilty Gear Xrd or whatever, and what did you say? Disgaea or whatever. That shit ain't exciting nobody. Come on, let's be real here. But who's that exciting, man?
There's another Japanese niche game. He only sold 7,000 copies. I forgot the name of the game, but yeah, people were clowning it. It was an anime kind of game. I forgot the name.
Real bad.
Yeah, it was a weirdo game. But they don't support their game. The point I'm trying to make is that they do not support their fucking exclusives.
Yeah,
they're not. Hey, did you guys hear? Like people were bitching about the rec packs, right? The requisition packs.
Yeah.
On Halo, right? They're like, oh man, it's microtransactions, it's this, it's that. Well, guess what? They put all the money that people spent on the rec packs into the Halo championships. Yeah. So now there's like a $1.5 million prize up. You know what I mean? So all the money that went into that went into the prize pool. So people
for that.
Man, dude, I suck balls at Halo, dude.
Yeah, that is what I call, you know, being for the players. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's for the players.
With the Killzone tournament.
Dude, there's only 22 people on Killzone, so there ain't going to be a tournament.
But you can see one thing, Microsoft is starting to hit their stride. They're starting to hit them out the park in baseball terms. Because you see, we got all this good news from Halo. Next Tuesday, we getting Tomb Raider. Then we're going to get the backwards compatibility with the new UI. Then we're going into Quantum Break. And then it's going to be riding a wave. Microsoft riding a wave right into Gears of War. And then E3 is going to be crazy this year.
Next week I was calling the Rebirth. Next week we get the list of the 100 backwards compatible games, the new UI, Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is exclusive for 1 year. Which, by the way, there's no way the ponies don't even argue that anymore because, like I said, between just crap alone's probably going to have a 24-hour broadcast of Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm hoping. I'm gonna be tweeting out like spoilers and everything. I'll be like, "Dan, remember when Laura did this? Man, that was dope." You know what I mean? Like people are gonna be pissed off because I'm reviewing that shit. I'm doing everything, man. It's like, you know what I like about that game? They got achievements that are attainable. You know what I mean? Like I was checking out the achievement list. Like you get them for the chapters and stuff like that. That's what I like, man. I don't like the situation like with The Witcher was a great game, but damn, those achievements were hard to get, man.
Kill 3 enemies in slow-mo with bombs.
It won't reward it, man. But one thing I have to say, I have to give it to Phil, right? Is that he's all about his portfolio. His portfolio is unfolding, and when you think about it, 2014 last year, we needed that one big shooter, and that was Timefall. This year is Halo 5. Like every year, he wants a diverse lineup of games. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Next year, it's going to be Gears of War 4.
And the year
2017,
Titanfall 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be Titanfall 2, and like people are trying to knock it, saying it's not going to happen.
I think so.
Hey, here's a question. We talked about this last week, but I want to hear your guys' opinion. Today it was officially announced, not that we didn't know, but it was officially announced that Alan Wake 2 is coming out by Remedy.
Yeah.
Is this going to be something that Microsoft just says, hey, look at, you know what? Regardless of how Phil feels with portfolio, this is something I think, and I don't usually say this crap, you know that. We talk a lot. I do think this is something that Microsoft should lock down because Remedy has always been just pegged with, they're amazing, but they've always been pegged with Microsoft. To see this go multi-plat it just wouldn't feel right.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, right? It needed funding, right? So I would assume that Microsoft saw that people remember it was trending when that leaked Alan Wake 2 stuff came out,
and
right?
And they told us too about Alan Wake 1 being given away.
Yeah, they did. So they said the only way it would get made is if it got funded. So I would assume that Microsoft is going to fund that. Why not, right? I mean, I would assume that that's what they're going to do. So
Microsoft need to buy them because they're kind of like Naughty Dog in the old days before Naughty Dog started to suck. Like they're really good now. I love their games.
I wouldn't expect that game anytime super soon though. I would expect it to wait. It's going to take a few years. Yeah, man. I mean, it might be towards the end of the generation type thing.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody's got There's a bit of an echo. Do you guys hear that? Like somebody's got their
speakers.
The thing turned up a little bit too loud. Yeah.
I don't think it's me. Let me see.
I'm in a quiet room. But
yeah, I'm in a quiet room too.
If you got Quantum Break, there you go. That's better. If you got Quantum
which is on the Game Informer this month.
Right, coming out in 2016, and we know that Remedy takes 3 to 5 years per. We're looking at 2018, 2019. Like you said, I think it would be Alan Wake 2 would come out and again, if we're following what Iron Wolf was just saying, he's going to come out. Phil wants to have a blast every year. That's a nice little bang at the end. You know what I mean? That's a great game. They just have go out with a bang before the next gen pops in.
That's fan service too. A lot of people love that game.
Well, I'll tell you something. That'll be when Alan Wake becomes backwards compatible. If it happens to be next week that we get the list and that's on there, somehow, some way, when I'm done with Tomb Raider, I will be playing Alan Wake back compat for sure.
Yeah, me too. Phil Spencer, anybody from Microsoft, if you watching this, buy Remedy, buy Respawn, and buy Crystal Dynamics. You need to lock those 3 games up.
I don't know. The Remedy would be the most obvious out of that group.
Yes.
I think Crystal Dynamic is what are they owned by Square?
Now get it from them.
Yeah, I'll go for Remedy. You know what I mean, and add hire more developers and then split the team in 2. So that way we can get a game every 2 years. That would be me anyway. That's the way I'll see it, man.
Yeah,
I like that they take their time. You know what I mean? Like take your time with the games, get out because all their games have been quality. If you look at it, Alan Wake was great. Max Payne 1 and 2 were great. And Quantum Break looks to surpass all of those. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's gonna be a really fun time to be an Xbox gamer. And
It'll
I think
definitely be Game of the Year for 2016. Without any doubt.
Yeah, I think Quantum Break.
I mean, the game is fire. The game is beast, and the game is the motherfucking truth.
Yeah,
it is. Well, it looks fun. It starts off the year with a bang, right? Like I have no idea. Like there's gonna be games that come out next year that we haven't heard of yet or haven't seen yet. That's going to be obvious. Like we have this information. Phil said that we're going to hear like Recore is not coming out in the spring next year. Like that was obviously, maybe that was the idea. But Phil Spencer came out and said that it's gonna be shown off at E3 next year. So, that's gonna be in June. That's summertime. So I think it's gonna be past spring. So it'll probably be later in the year or something along those lines or whatever. But you couldn't have just thrown that game to the wolves in spring. You know what I mean? Without people knowing about it and things like that. So, I mean, that is what it is. But I'm interested to see what they come out with in the early part of the year next year, because they did such a kind of a shitty job this past year at the beginning of the year. You know what I mean? I'm sure they thought that they did okay. I mean, Ori, that won the Golden Joystick Award for Best Xbox Game, and it's a good game. And they did State of Decay. Yeah,
they did 2 awards.
Yeah,
they
did
more awards if it was on PlayStation though.
It would have, and it would have scored better. It would have went over 90. That game was beautiful, had a great story, I had really good music, really good platform, and hard platforming. But of course, it's an Xbox game, so we gotta kind of disrespect it a little bit. I think that's one of the things that goes around in those little emails to each other where these sites are like, oh well, we better keep these Xbox games below 90 Metacritic. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is. To me, it's just I knew that Halo wasn't going to get above a 90, but when I'm playing it, I'm like, this is every bit of a 90 plus. You know what I mean? Same thing with Forza Horizon 2 and Forza 6. Yeah, those all belong above 90 in my opinion. But I digress.
I can't wait to read IGN's cons comments on Quantum Break. Sean Astin he didn't shave.
Yeah.
So he looked like shit. It ruined the experience.
And they're going to say time traveling is confusing.
Yeah. Too much time traveling. The RB button.
Yeah. But they love those damn those Sony games, man. Heavy Rain and stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? They love that stuff. Heavy Rain.
And I got to come out and say something. I'm glad we're talking about it because it's going to tie back into Heavy Rain. And Crap, you're a fan of them. So my question is to you. I tried, by the way, you guys don't remember, last month Games with Gold gave away the Telltale game. And I understand I'm gonna get a lot of backlash for this. That is the farthest thing from what I like to do. That game is so boring. I tried to just drink as much liquor as I could while I was playing that game. It was I can't sit there long enough, and he's like, Clementine, what do you think? And she's like, you gotta look around, and then you point that invisible cursor around, which is fucking impossible to see. Maybe it was too many Jack and Cokes, but I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, and it's you click on it, and then it's it gives you an hour, and it's what do you want to do? And I'm like, and all the answers are about, one is go fuck yourself, and the other 3 are the same thing. And I'm like, and I turned to my wife, and I was like, yo, Crap, I'm going to tell Crap he can take those achievements and shove them. I don't want to. That game is so fucking boring. I can't play it. So, no, honestly, no. But, I mean, don't get me wrong, Crap. You're 100% right. I mean, they just throw achievements at you. It's you sat
you get
down,
all 1,000, yeah.
Thanks. So, literally, but going back to Heavy Rain and the things that the Sony fanboys keep pressing, how can you get that involved in a game where it's you press triangle 65 times and then press circle really quick and then dodge out of the way?
After a while.
Yeah, and you don't get. I don't. And don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that we're all friends with that do enjoy that. So I'm not mocking. I am not mocking the fact that you like that. I'm asking you how do you like that? That is the most boring type of game to play. I mean, if you just want the achievements, knock yourself out, or the trophies in your case on Sony. But I mean, my God, there's just nothing to it for me to want to get the controller again and play that game.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mooch. It's just those Telltale games are just for achievement boosting. That's all it is, man.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I will say this. All right, look, they're good storytelling. I couldn't sit through and play a whole season of one in one sitting, right? But what they do, how I do it is they come out once every month or something, each episode or whatever. So I like doing that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you this much: the Tales from the Borderlands one has been the best one so far, in my opinion, because it's just storytelling. It's really good storytelling. I don't like the Borderlands game so much, but I love the storytelling from the Borderlands, Tales from the Borderlands. So I can see that, but at the same time, I can see why people wouldn't like it, and I can also see why people would like these Sony games that do that a lot. You know what I mean? That.
Well, that's it. I mean, the Telltale games, like I said, they've got their own niche, and they are what they are.
Those aren't AAA. They don't try to pass those off as AAA.
But these assholes on Sony are oh my God, the maker of Hard Rain is making Soft
Heavy
Thunder.
Rain, yeah.
And I'm like, so, who gives a shit, man? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't.
Hey, you know what? When I saw that trailer, I was like, hey, they saw iRobot. You know, that was a pretty good movie. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Just like with The Last of Us, I was like, hey, I saw that documentary where they talked about the spores invading ants too. You know, good one. You know, hey, let's rip that off and make it a game.
Yo,
you
you're
know?
talking about that game Detroit.
That Detroit game or whatever.
Detroit,
yeah,
that's like a quick time event game, right? Like Heavy Rain.
Yeah, that's what they do. All their games are like that, but nobody will say it. We'll call them out for that, right? They'll just be like, yeah, nobody will call them out. Like I hated Beyond Two Souls. Maybe it would have been an okay story if they didn't bounce around on a timeline. You never knew exactly what was kind of going on. And so, although I thought the premise was kind of cool, the fact that you bounced around so much in the timeline really screwed up that game for me. And just the whole lack of that's why those games look so good. And people will probably nut themselves over how good this Detroit game looks. But when you look at it, you have very little movement, so of course it's going to look good. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's
but that's why Sony passed it as a AAA. They'll pass that shit as a AAA, and at the end of the day, they're really Telltale games with better looking graphics.
You know what's funny? Sony conditioned their fans to like this type of trash. Because during a later time in the PS3, they started winding these games out, and Sony fans didn't have nothing to play, so they just started picking the games up. They had nothing else to play. What would you rather do if you thirsty in the desert? Would you rather drink dirt water or drink nothing? That's what they give their fans.
Man, I'll be drinking me some dirt water, dude. Hell yeah.
But one of the developers of Juice X, I believe, called out Naughty Dog for making their games too, movie-like.
Yeah.
Instead of like gameplay.
Well, I like that. A lot
of YouTubers, yeah, absolutely. That was a great comment. A lot of YouTubers, though, when that Bloodborne came out, well, like you said, it was basically the dirt water in the desert. You remember some of them? I don't mention names. I do it very rarely, but there was a couple, and we know who they are. The four of us know when I say this.
Probably some people I stole some footage from at a time or two.
Yeah, absolutely. I just can't put my controller down. It is the best game. I still go back to it. I can't wait for the DLC that's only going to Japan. They hate us. And, literally, it's like they just don't. They were praising Bloodborne, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, Bloodborne is just like I said, it's like that Paul Abdul song from the 80s. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's all that shit is. It's no better, it's no worse. I mean, you can't get. It doesn't mean that you can't like it, but you certainly can't wrap your mind around it and say you're gonna. There's no story. It's just bad guy / step back, bad guy / step back. Step back, step forward. It's like the electric slide. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand what the fuck people are so excited about that. And they're still, but like you said, it was their dirty water at a time of crisis. They have nothing.
Yeah, because the Bloodborne was an Xbox One exclusive. Nobody really talked about it.
No. And did you guys realize? Shout out to Jamie Moran, big fan of the show here. Jamie just put out. Notice how there's been no industry hype for Halo 5. In quotes, he puts, there would have been more hype if it was on PS4 video gamer. Like, literally, my point, like, the minute the NPD comes out, every jackass who has a fucking Twitter account and publications like, Sony wins NPD. Here, Microsoft announces in a week they've broken records. Guinness World Book of Records has been broken on certain accounts on different... Nothing. I wrote to Naomi Kyle, the girl from IGN who does the news fix. I'm like, are we going to hear anything on this? Yeah, are we going to hear anything on this, or are you too busy playing, Flower? Like, what's you know what I mean? It's like,
hey, to be fair, she did have an Xbox One before she had a PS4, so props to that. And also, hey, props to Jessica Chobot too, because she is actually an Xbox fan too. So her and her husband both did like the Halo launch thing and did a good job and stuff. They're really Xbox people. I mean, they have everything, but yeah, they're definitely Xbox people. And like, shout out to the real Halo fans and stuff. You know what, Ryan McCafferty, like that asshat was all like, the worst Halo story ever. Like, who's he pandering to? You know what I mean? Like seriously, he's a Shaggy. Who are you pandering to, kid? Because at the end of the day, nobody gives a shit what you think anymore. The true Xbox fans aren't watching you anymore.
You're irrelevant, bro.
Yeah, he is. He's not relevant at all. And the fact that he would like try to pander to like something, and especially when I'm playing the thing, and I'm not even like into the lore, like say Worrywart, like that dude will tell you the lore. He'll tell you the lore of everything, like who's this and what kind of Spartan is this, because I thought Chief was the last Spartan, and he goes on and tells me, no, it's this and this and this, and they aren't true Spartans, but they're this, you know.
Yeah.
And look, I don't know all that stuff, but I followed the damn story perfectly fine. It's like, have these people never played Halo 4? Because you play Halo 4, you play Halo 5, and they go back to fucking back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
people
so,
are complaining though. We don't know who Blue Team are. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it came with the Fall of Reach.
Yeah,
You
but
could watch that on the Halo channel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you have Halo Escalation, and there's many other books like the Fall of Reach as well. You could find out who the Blue Team are there. But Greg Miller, he actually put out a tweet. He was talking about, you know, the marketing was rubbed the wrong way. And this is the thing, like those trailers with Master Chief wearing the cloak, you know, I mean, it was really showing the tone of the game, where the direction that they're heading. That's all it was, you know what I mean? And people were getting mad that, oh, we didn't see no real fight between Lark and Chief, you know what I mean? It wasn't meant to be that way. You did see them fight.
No.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, like, just because we didn't see him wear that shit, don't mean it wasn't a great game.
Yeah, but one thing you gotta know about IGN, a lot of those guys are frauds. Remember one time they was taking questions from the audience, and one of the guys switched his question in the last second. He asked them what was one game they enjoyed when they was growing up, and none of them could answer the question. One guy said 16-bit music. A lot of those guys are frauds. They don't even own classic consoles like the Nintendo. Probably their first console was a 360 or PS1.
Probably a PS1 or PS2. I mean, look, let's face it. A lot of these guys are like, you know, a lot young. Well, I wouldn't say a lot younger, but you know, if they're in their late 20s or whatever, there's a good chance that their first console was a PlayStation, and so they naturally like try to defend it and stuff like that. And I actually even got in an argument today because I tweeted out that picture of a journalist like writing, and then someone was putting a quarter in his pen, right? And people were like flipping out, like, no, that's not true. Like that's, you know, and I'm like, are you serious to believe that? There's no bias in journalism when it comes to games. These people get paid by the click. You know what I'm saying? They get paid by the click. Of course, they're told to pander to people. Just look at some of the people that were fired over a bad review. Wasn't there one for The Last of Us? I forget which one gave it like a 7 or something. That person got fired. You know what I mean? There's been people that have said, hey, when I worked at this such and such place, you know, we were told to do this, or we were paid to do this. You know what I'm saying? So I think that like anybody that actually believes that everything is just as it seems needs to wake up, because the world isn't black or white. It's, you know, it's a lot of different shades, and unfortunately or fortunately, you know, that's how it is. You know, if you don't think that these people pander to the larger community so they can get clicks and things like that, you're crazy. You know what I mean? Like, they all have AdSense now. Everything is AdSense. You know, they get paid by the click. Even NeoGAF is AdSense. Even N4G is AdSense. You go to that site, they're getting paid.
Yo, that garbage
you know what I mean?
website has been having a meltdown today, though. You know, a lot of people been going mad there.
Oh, well, yeah. I love it, dude. I absolutely love it. Like, and for like, especially NeoGAF. I love NeoGAF flipping out because they're a bunch of asshats anyway that are really irrelevant, and they think they're so relevant. You know, they invented a bunch of fake insiders to kind of discredit the Xbox One. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And so I think that you know, it's just an interesting situation where they are having a meltdown because they're having trouble kind of you know, they're having trouble kind of, you know, deciding how to approach this. How do you approach an Xbox success? Because we were told that the Xbox One wouldn't have any successes this generation, and yet here it is. You know what I mean? So I think that says. Did you guys see Microsoft is the #1 console maker in games? So they beat out Sony as far as the first-party games and things, or, you know, the Microsoft games. You know, and I think, you know, that probably covers like Minecraft as well. But still, you know, the #1 console maker to do that, man, that's proven that a lot of people are buying Microsoft games, and even if that is Minecraft included, that just proves what a great acquisition that was for Microsoft. I mean, what do you guys think about this?
Yeah, but I said this last podcast, a couple podcasts ago, when I said Sony is winning the generation, not their fans. But on the other hand, we're really getting a lot from Microsoft. They're giving us great exclusives, and you can see people are really starting to warm up to the games. Because at the end of the day, we buy these consoles to play games. Microsoft have incredible exclusives, and you see that they're pushing these games. And Phil Spencer was the right man to put ahead of the Xbox division, because you see he's really pushing the games home. Now Yoshida, on the other hand, you see him, he's gone away from big exclusives, and he's gone to more third party. So you can see the difference between the two companies.
Yeah, that is true. I like that Phil Spencer's doing. I like what I will take that approach, which was kind of Sony's approach last gen.
Yeah.
I'll take that approach every time. You know what I mean? Like, look, I can still play my my Call of Duty if I choose to get it. I'm not getting it this time around.
It's trash.
Yeah, you know, I might eventually get it when it's on sale or whatever, but I'm not buying it day one. You know.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, if you're a Halo fan, I don't see how at this point, if you're even enjoying Halo remotely, how can you put Halo down in a week and a half to play the game that you have owned the past 8 years? There's nothing coming on Call of Duty Black Ops 3 that you're like, oh no, Mooch, you're wrong, because on this game I'm gonna what you're gonna do what Titanfall did? You're gonna wall run, like you can't even wall run. I think you can double jump, or if you can, it's not the same. It's the same old engine too, so you're not gonna get that crisp silkiness that you got from Titanfall anyway. So
well, you know what's funny, real quick? Then Activision just buy what's that guy?
Yeah, they bought Candy Crush
for $5 billion, right?
$5.9 billion.
They can spend that much money buying that, but they can't upgrade Call of Duty with dedicated servers and a new engine.
You know what it is?
That's what
Blaze. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, that's their mantra right now. They're like, we can just patch something else out there, put another like superstar's name on it or voice actor in there, and we're still gonna sell 26 to 28 million copies.
Yeah, but one difference you gotta remember, you got to pay for the map packs in Call of Duty. Now Halo giving them to you for free. So I would say that's more of a bargain. I would say, you know, let's say you're picking up a game for your kid. I would give him Halo 5 and he would get free online map packs. Call of Duty, you gotta pay for it.
I know we don't get a Halo game all the time, you know, especially in the main series. Yeah, we're gonna get Halo Wars 2 next year, but when it comes down to Halo, you know, the game's gonna, well, especially Halo 5, it's gonna have legs to stand on. It's gonna have longevity, and the devs, they're gonna really support this game. We're gonna get free map packs, probably even Spartan Ops, new playlists, maybe even big team. We're gonna get everything with this game.
I miss Spartan Ops, man. That was a good thing in Halo 4. I really like that. I think that, you know what I think, though? I wish they wouldn't have done away with being able to start with a class in Halo 5, because a lot of people complained about that in Halo 4, but I liked it, you know? Like, by the time you get a weapon in Halo 5 that's worth anything, you die. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, like, people complain, but you got to evolve the game. Like, I love how they evolved it. But you could tell that they had to also kind of pay homage to what the old school fans liked. You know what I mean? With like, there's a lot of Halo 2 feel to some of the smaller arena maps. But also, I do have one complaint that I've noticed lately. You play the same maps a lot. Like, I was doing some arena. Like, I know they took away the ability to like veto maps and stuff, but you end up playing the same map over and over.
I agree. I think they should have kept the veto system. Because I guess they didn't want people to just keep running over maps.
And like I think we did
keep playing the
well,
same
that's
map.
fine, but it does it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like I was sitting there playing, and I'm just like, I'm really excited to get more, you know, more game modes and things like that in there. I'm really excited for that. I see the hype for the backwards compatibility stuff. How many games do you figure they're gonna have for that when it launches? We know over 100, but if you guys had to take a guess, would you say like 150? What do you guys think?
I actually think it's gonna be pretty tight knit to 100.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
You think? I mean, come on. I mean, they have a lot of first-party games that are probably already ready.
Crap. The reason I'm saying that is, look at we're all in the NXE. Okay, Mike Ibarra and his team are fighting really hard, and they're doing a hell of a job because that NXE is almost 100%.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And that's got to be 100% for every console.
Hey, it freaked me out, man. It crashed on me when I loaded up Media Player the other day, but it was just I was like, oh my god, no. And then no,
that's
it was
what I'm saying.
okay.
So I don't think they have as much time to go well over. I mean, maybe 100, 110, but I don't think you're gonna see 150 or 200.
You know what? I think you might see 125.
All right.
Oh, are you talking about all together?
No, he's talking when it first launches.
When it first launches, what's it going to launch with? Yeah, what's it going to launch with?
You know, like probably 120, probably.
Yeah, 120, 125, I think. Yeah.
I think we're gonna have maybe free. I think we're gonna have probably 300 to 400 backwards compatibility games.
Well, we know Burnout and stuff. We know all the games coming to Games with Gold on 360 are gonna be backwards compatible. Yeah, so look, cool. I booted up Dirt 3, man. I was loving that. Like I never played it before. It's fun.
You had to buy another hard drive soon.
Well,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
You gotta buy another hard drive.
what I do like about the
Hey, hold on one second. We hit over 200 people on a Wednesday night, man.
Nice.
I'm fucking thrilled with that. To
Shout
be
out
honest
to the
with
200
you.
people watching, man.
Hey, yeah, man, you guys really, like I also hit 19,000 subscribers this week, and I think that, it's because of you guys. You know what I mean? It's like the fans and stuff. I love that. You know what I mean? Like we got some real passionate people. Even some of the haters. Like I like having people that watch me, but they hate me. I want them to think that fat motherfucker. I hate him. You know what I mean? But they're still gonna, but they're still gonna watch my ass. I love that. I love that. Like that people do that. They might not want to, but they still gonna watch me. You know what I mean? Here they are, watching what we're doing again, and it's a Wednesday night. And we've got like over 200 people watching us. That's incredible.
Well, you have weirdos watching you 24/7, man.
I do, man. Like, hey, how long before like my tattoo starts showing up? Because I tweeted out my Gears tattoo today, right?
Oh, they'll be out.
That's gonna start showing up, and people, man, Crap Gamer's this, man. He's got a tattoo, blah blah blah.
They're gonna take your arm and put hello. They're gonna take a picture of your arm and put Hello Kitty over the tattoo.
Oh, don't give them ideas, man. Don't give them ideas, man.
The appeal behind backwards compatibility in my eye, though, is that now, like games like Alan Wake or any of the Mass Effects you wanted to catch up on, it's nice because you can grab them digitally, you can play them, and then the minute somebody says, like, if I'm just sitting there chilling right now, and all of a sudden, like, Wolf or Blaze is like, yeah, we're gonna play Halo later, like, I would not want to like spark up my 360, play, then wait and see on my smartphone that it says smart glass message. See, here now I'm immersed into the system, I'm into the ecosystem, and then all of a sudden I'm playing my game, and out of nowhere it's like invite to Halo 5. All I got to do is hold the our Xbox logo, and boom, takes me out of that game on 360, brings me into the Halo match, and it's like, this is what I'm saying. What's nice is that it opens the old catalog, and it makes it relevant again, because
get some legs again.
Yeah, I'm gonna use in Blaze. Me and you really get this. Playing on 360, because my son still plays 360 games. When we're on 360, before backwards compatibility, it's like playing on PlayStation. It's like being on the lonely station now, because everybody's on the one. Right? Yeah, everybody's gone. So it's like,
I get what you're saying. It's all on one ecosystem, and if you're playing like Halo Reach on co-op,
right,
you can have the Xbox One party chat with 12 man if you wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That in itself is dope.
Yes, so you can play what you want. If you want to go back and enjoy an old game, like you said, you can still be talking to somebody who's playing Trials, or somebody who's playing Halo 5, or somebody who's playing even Fallout, on a board, where they're just grinding. It's like you could still be a part of your friends, family, the ecosystem, and that's what makes it so great. Actually, a friend of mine sometimes just is watching, like, he's a big NBA guy. He's not playing NBA. He owns NBA 2K16, but he's a big NBA guy. Sometimes he'll just play. He'll have the NBA on. He'll just have his headset on because he wants to bullshit with us.
That's
like,
so cool,
you can do that kind of shit, and you can enjoy yourself. And backwards compatibility has gotten me so much more excited with each day that it grows and gets closer, because of that single fact that there's a lot of games like Alan Wake, definitely Mass Effect 2 and 3 I want to play again. But I didn't want to, like I said, I did not want to kick on the 360 and feel like I'm playing in the corner. You know what I mean?
I never played the DLC for Mass Effect 3, so I would actually love to go through Mass Effect 3 and play all the DLC with all that stuff. Yeah, like what's interesting is I think that they found they obviously have found a good amount of games to add backwards compatibility to. I wish that Activision was on board with this, because as you guys see, where 12 million people a month still play Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine how many people would buy that digitally on the Xbox One if it was backwards compatible?
I gotta say this, and tell me if I'm wrong here, guys. I saw that came out today, that figure. That to me was depressing. Like, I'm like, really? Like that.
You know what I think? I think Activision, a couple of months, a year from now, they're going to rethink that, and they're going to see that's a money pot right there. They're going to try to get back on Microsoft and maybe make some of these games backwards compatible again, but they're probably going to want like more. They're probably going to make like $40, $50 or something.
No, I think they're going to make a rematch of Black Ops, right on the wall. I can see it. They've already done with prototype.
No. Yeah, but when would they release it? Because they released a new Call of Duty every holiday. So, I mean, and it's usually in the top 10 all year. So when would they have time to release?
No, but they won't release it as a big release. It'll be more of a small kind of release, like maybe digital only.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But I think they're gonna try to get back on Microsoft.
I miss the Modern Warfare games. You know what I mean? Like why is everything in the future now? You know, I don't get that. I'm not a big fan of that. But I would love to play some of the older ones on the Xbox One with that controller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like obviously that's going to be a really good controller to do that.
I think Call of Duty 4 was the best one because I remember playing that on 360, and I remember staying up hours having blast playing that. And then as the Call of Duties progressed, it got too chaotic, like too much air strikes, and it just got too crazy for me. And it felt like it was a gimmick. Like it wasn't about skill anymore. It was just like a freak show to me. Like, you know, Halo really has skill. You know, you had to aim, you had to think about your shots and stuff. Call of Duty, if I put on ready up, I can get my gun up faster than your opponent. So it makes an uneven playing field.
Hey, did you guys hear this? Aaron Greenberg did an interview, and he said he expects tens of millions of Xbox 360 owners to upgrade to the Xbox One this holiday. I mean, that says it all. He says that there's millions of Xbox 360 owners just waiting, whether it be for the backwards compatibility, the new Halo, you know, whatever the case may be. I think that he's right, though. I mean, you know, I really wish that Tomb Raider was only coming out on the Xbox One this holiday, but it's coming out on 360 as well. You know, but you know what?
Could have boosted more sales too, man. It could have boosted a whole lot more sales.
You know what I'll probably do though is eventually like Tomb Raider on 360 will come down. I'll buy it again and play through it if it's really good like the last one. Because I played Tomb Raider Reboot on PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One. You know what I mean? I love that game.
When you buy an Xbox One, when you think about it, because when you're on the 360 and you got gold, you're only getting 2 free games, but on the Xbox One, you're getting 4, including those 360 games. You see what I'm saying?
Although I couldn't have been more disappointed with that damn Panoma game. I might, you know, I was like, you know what?
Easy achievements, though, man.
I know they are. You got to beat the things, but I'll tell you something, right? I hate puzzles. I hate them. I hate puzzles. I don't like them, and I hate puzzle platformers. Like I like old school platformers like Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario, right? But it's like now everything's a puzzle platformer. So platform is not good enough for you, which I have enough problem with as it is. Now they're throwing fucking puzzles where you got to clone. Like this is the funny thing, right, Mooch? They had that game, The Swapper, on sale, and it looked like it had easy achievements. It was like $3 or something.
Right.
I bought it. But it's another one of those games where you clone yourself and then you get on a puzzle.
I thank Worry because Worry's actually saved me about $250. I watch all of his when he does his Let's Plays, whether it's on PS4 or it's on Xbox. I always watch his because he plays a lot of the indies, and like I watched him do Swapper, and I was like, I don't want this game. It would give me a headache within 25 minutes. Because here's the thing, if it's a puzzle game, I'm okay with it, but it's got to be a little more faster paced, a little bit faster.
Like, all right, look, I like that so many me game when I first started playing it, right? I was like, this is cute, a little platformer. Then you had to start cloning yourself. Then you had to start doing this, and then it was another thing. Then use them as blocks, and I was like, what the hell?
Well, that's the thing, you guys. They're overthinking. If you want to mimic the 8-bit generation, go play those games and get a feel for what we grew up on. What they're doing is they're taking the simplistic graphics, which they're stuck with because they can't really do more, and then they keep like crap. Your biggest thing, which was very accurate with Super Time Force. I loved Super Time Force, but when you go back 2 seconds and make another you. By the time you got to the end of the mission, there was just a clusterfuck of polygons everywhere, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Who's me? Where am I? Which one's me now? And it was so complex. They made it too complex because the game was actually too simple originally. And I think they should have dumbed it down a little bit and made it more like that 8-bit game that was more like a Contra. Yeah, like a Contra, exactly. And me and Blaze are on the same thought process. Make it like
Sega.
Make it like Contra, but no, they had to overthink it, and that's the same thing with a lot of these indies. They're overthinking it because the game is too simplistic.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And, I'm not a big fan of the indies. Like that Deer God game, I uninstalled it. I wish I could have had that game in physical form because I would have fucking stomped on it because it was terrible. It was awful. You know what I mean? It's god-awful, man. Like some of these games, I have to wonder what these guys are thinking, man. I'm like, okay, I get it. You guys want to make something like weird or whatever, but does it have to be so fucking bad? You know what I mean? It's like these games are so bad.
You know what I hate it. You know what I wish Microsoft would do? Remember last generation with 360, you got to play Sonic 2 and Crazy Taxi, all those old retro games. I'd rather bring back Xbox Live Arcade and play those games than play indie games. Give me Streets of Rage, Golden Axe any day over any indie game. I'd rather have Xbox Live Arcade back. I hate indie games. To me, they suck.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan on the indie games too either, but
retro games.
Hey, so what do you guys think about this? Okay, here we go with a little bit of resolution talk. Both Just Cause 3 and Need for Speed, the new one, are both 900p on Xbox. Now, the more surprising one to me is Need for Speed because it's a racing game. And the last Need for Speed was 1080p, the launch one on Xbox One. So why was the Need for Speed at launch that, and then this newer one not? You know, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think, man? Is it some lazy developers or?
Is it 1080p on PS4?
Yeah, both of them are.
And wait, so it was Need for Speed. What was the other game?
Just Cause 3, which Microsoft has a fucking marketing deal with.
Just Cause 3, by the way, is a dumpster fire. Let me just call that real quick, because everybody's really, IGN's really big on it. Whenever there's a big open world game and you can just run around and do like quote unquote whatever, everybody gets really excited. Let me tell you about the games that are really, really open world that you can do whatever. They don't work. They're usually blotchy, a lot of like screen glitches. And there's no direction in that game. Everyone's like, I can't wait to play it. Especially my favorite YouTuber, Arsenal, that flip flopper. He's like, I can't wait to play it, guys. He's the game is a mess. It looks and feels to be a dumpster fire. So I mean, as far as that game, who cares? As far as Need for Speed, that's a couple of people that I really value their opinions aren't high on that game, anyways. But in other, to be honest with you, Crap, the 900p to 1080p thing, if the conversation holds weight when we're talking about what Battlefront was, but it doesn't really hold weight here because I've seen the Xbox One version and it looks very good. So if it's a graphics thing on Need for Speed, who cares?
Me personally, I don't care about 900p things. As long as the game is fun, I'll buy it.
Right.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't really care for Need for Speed like that. I won't go out my way buying it day one. And if it comes to the vault, I'll probably download it then.
Yeah.
But the game, you cannot really play with your friends. Apparently, you could only play with randoms. I heard, and it's online only. So that's another thing. But apparently, Sony like.
And there's only a 5-car garage. There's only a 5-car garage as well. So I mean.
I'll stick with
I mean,
there ain't a whole lot of content in that game compared to Forza Horizon 2. So that's another thing, and that was 1080p, by the way. So I don't know why they can't really achieve 1080p on this game. Boggles my mind.
I don't get it either. They kind of dogs the Xbox still, though. Like just that perception, like there's literally no difference to the naked eye, 900 to 1080p. I just think that it's something that I don't. It seems like a little bit of a regression for the Need for Speed game because, like I said, I had the launch one. I have that one, and I think it's an EA Access Vault as well. The first one. And it looks good. It just handles like shit. Like I can't play racing games for the most part that aren't Forza because they handle so piss poor. You know what I mean? They handle like shopping carts. Those bad shopping carts you get sometimes where like one of the wheels is. Yeah. That's how some of these racing games handle. That's how Drive Club handles, like a fucking shopping cart.
Let me ask you a question. Like obviously we don't have the new UI officially. It's not out to the public right now. But when it is, obviously they're gonna flick the switch for DirectX for DirectX 12. Mm-hmm. So do you think the developers they're gonna patch their games? A lot of these developers like I think Rocksteady, I think CD Projekt Red, the people who made Project Cars, they were talking about doing a patch for all their games. So do you think we could get the 1080p patch for them games? That's my question.
It was talked about, but I would generally think with something like DX12 Wolf, we would see Microsoft, since it's their baby, we would see them do something first with one of their own titles before we see a third party jump in and do something like that. So
but any PC patch could be patched to the Xbox One too. That's what the devs also said.
Yeah,
so
it is. I just don't know if they're gonna bother with it after it's already launched or whatever.
It's been out so long.
Yeah, like those games like Witcher, they've been out for 6 months. So
they used to say that same thing about Titanfall, which Titanfall does look much better now than when it launched. Yes. I'm not sure exactly what they did to it or whatever, but it definitely, and it runs much smoother as well. So, I think they did do a good job with that. I just wish that, there was a little bit more consistency with some of this stuff.
Yeah, but we keep getting these patches for The Witcher 3, so it just makes me believe that there'll probably be a DX12 patch for The Witcher 3 on the Xbox One. I don't know. Could be wrong.
Witcher's so damn big.
It's too big. I stopped playing it.
I think, yeah, I did too. I stopped playing it too. I got.
60... Oh, you stopped playing it. You Mooch was all like, "Man, I'll have to play it for the rest of my life."
I got it. The digital download. It's not like I can return it. So I mean, it's something I could eat away with. I was saying offline, crap. Just I think it was when you were disconnected for a second. I was telling Wolf and Blaze, I'll be playing that till 2021. I mean, that game, it's never ending. There's a couple people we all follow on YouTube or not YouTube, but on Twitter, and I think they had like 600 hours logged in. Like I'm at 64, and for a decent game that's not a multiplayer, 64 hours into it that's usually a decent amount of time spent on a single player game. For someone like me with my schedule, with the way things are, I'm impressed that I put 64 hours into it, and I got like, what did I get? I think I got 9 achievements. Like that's just insane. So I don't know what to say. I kind of felt like with you, Blaze, like it's depressing because I like to finish games. I don't like, I don't have to achievement hoard. I don't need 100%, but I like to finish a game, and that game just depresses me because even if you were to get close to the end of the game, the DLC came out and it's as big as Witcher 2.
Yeah. Hey, you know what the funny thing is about the DLC though? The DLC actually gives you achievements more like how people are used to, like for the chapters and stuff.
Can you play the DLC without beating the game?
Yeah.
Maybe that's.
I think you can. Yeah, I think you can.
You gotta be level 70 or something.
Well, there's an option you can do just to pick it, just to play through it. That's what I heard, that there's an option.
All right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say going back to Just Cause 3. I don't really understand why that's 900p. We have Fallout 4, which is an open world game also. That's 1080p, so I don't get it.
Well, I'm not sure exactly.
Enix, I don't know, man.
Well, here's the thing. Did you guys hear about Fallout 4 started off as them porting Skyrim over to Xbox One? Like that news kind of broke today. So the game was actually built on Xbox One hardware. Who knows if Just Cause 3 was. But the interesting thing is I'm interested in Just Cause, but I've never played Just Cause 2. I have it digitally on 360, and I think it's going to be backwards compatible on the One. So I might play through that and then pick up Just Cause 3 later on. But that's one of the cool things I like about the whole backwards compatibility angle is, like I haven't played Part 2, so I can play it on the Xbox One, through backwards compatibility, and then play Part 3 like later on when it's probably a little bit cheaper. What do you guys think? Oh, go ahead.
No, the question's back at you, Crap. Can you give me a 3-minute or a 1-minute? What the fuck is Just Cause about?
It's like an open world. I don't even know. I haven't played it.
Nobody fucking knows, but the media loves it. They love it.
You blow shit up. Yeah, I mean, I know that much.
You move on to the next thing. You blow some shit up. You jump out of the airplane. As you're jumping down from the airplane, something else blows up that you connect to. You fly into it and you blow it up. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like,
but the game is relevant now because it's 900p on the Xbox One.
Absolutely.
Dude, did you see? Yeah, I saw that Game News tweet that out. It's like it's only 900p on. It was like Need for Speed and Just Cause only 900p on Xbox One, and I was like, man, games journalism, you gotta love it. You know what I mean? Like seriously.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Wait, all right, real quick. I remember when I was younger, I used to get the Game Informer magazines. I used to get the Nintendo Power and the Microsoft magazines. And they had a lot of interesting interviews. Like, the guys were asking what was his inspiration about the music. They would ask them real questions. I never remember them asking Nintendo or Super Nintendo game creator, why is this game only 8-bit or 16-bit? It was just about what the passion of the game, the music, the creation. That's why I would like the game journalists to get back to, how they used to be in the 90s and back then.
Yeah, they don't cover things the way they used to. That's the sad part, right?
It's all about journalism. It's about opinions.
Yeah. You can read some of my magazines. I collect the Game Informer, all of them. I had like a stack this big in my house, a ton of like Majora's Mask when that first came out. I have all of them for Nintendo 64, and they have very good interviews. Now
I don't even remember Just Cause 2 or 1, to be honest with you, man. Like Mooch said, what the fuck is it, man?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, and that's why. Listen, I got news for you, and I feel bad that it's actually a Microsoft marketing deal. But I mean, if you just wait, like when does Just Cause come out? Comes out like soon, right?
Yeah.
I just believe Microsoft. Sorry to interrupt you guys.
No, go ahead.
I just believe Microsoft shouldn't do marketing deals with some of these publishers or developers unless they get their games right on their platform.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how I believe. That's what I believe. And like what they did with The Witcher, I think Microsoft kind of dropped the ball there. and obviously Just Cause, same thing there. And it's been quite a few multiplayers, like even Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Xbox One's supposed to be the lead platform, but it was 720p earlier on. Obviously, Advanced Warfare was 1080p dynamic, but I'm talking about the early Call of Duties. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know about Black Ops 3. I don't know, what resolution.
I heard 900p, 900p.
I'm not buying that trash.
Is that 900p too?
Yeah.
Damn, man.
I'm done with Call of Duty. I would never buy Call of Duty again in my life.
Hey, Jamie Mirando, he makes a good point. He said Digital Foundry really damage control Uncharted 4's 900p, saying it looks gorgeous. They never really say that when it comes to the Xbox One games, though. You know what I mean? It's like they never ever say that. Yeah, so I just think that's hilarious to me. I like.
It's funny because
it's only 5v5, right? 5v5,
5v5.
eight maps only,
no dedicated servers. Listen, there's just, my God, the bias is ridiculous. But nobody sees this. Like we're actually pointing it out to you. Like we're like a third grade teacher. We're like pointing to everybody. We're like, look right here, follow my finger, read this. This is what they're writing. But like you just said, can anybody find a Digital Foundry's report or investigation that says the 900p version of the Xbox One is gorgeous? You're not going to find it. Doesn't exist.
No, it don't exist.
It baffles my mind, and that's why when people actually want to step up and argue with us, I'm like, why are you arguing with me? I don't make any money off this, and I never made an outrageous comment. The outrageous comment's coming from the publication. It's coming from the Associated Press and the gaming media. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely and like I said, it's something like I said offline. I'll say it again so everybody can hear on the podcast. When you're in a courtroom and somebody stands up and says, so-and-so did this, and the judge is like, everybody in the jury, please disregard what was just said. That needs to be stricken. That's not usable evidence. It's too late. Everybody already heard it. When the media reports this bullshit, these one-liners, these quotes, everybody reads it really quick and they move on. And that's what you remember later on. Later on when somebody says to you, hey, did you see Uncharted 4? Yeah, it's 900p. Yeah, but Digital Foundry said it was gorgeous, one of the best things they've ever seen. Oh, really? I'll get it. You know what I mean? It's like that's the simulated conversation. You know, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, but I think Uncharted 4 is gonna be horrible. Like if Rise of the Tomb Raider came out the same day as Uncharted 4 on PS4, I think more PS4 fans would play Tomb Raider than Uncharted. I just think
the multiplayer look ashy. It look washed out. They cut so many corners.
It look horrible.
That's it. Yeah, you seen the character models in it and the textures, man. It look like trash, bro.
It look like a PS3 port.
Ain't that great? Like you guys just made a great point. We haven't harped on in months. That literally, who cares whether or not Naughty Dog was ready or not? Microsoft bought the rights to this game because they wanted to own this Christmas, and they did. Because Uncharted was like, we ain't fucking with that. You know what I mean? They're like, we cannot fuck with that. You got Halo 5. It's hard enough to fight that. Then you want us to fight the Dude Raider? That ain't happening. You know what I mean? You can't beat Tomb Raider. They know they can't. So what do they got to do? Bang. They got to push it off to a month where they thought they were going to be alone, and they kind of are because Quantum Break's coming out a month later. But it's funny. If Quantum Break happens to get any kind of pull in the media, it could really hurt Uncharted 4 sales because that's a game that they plan to have legs. They plan Uncharted 4 to sell for months and months. And if Quantum Break steals their thunder 3 weeks after launch, that's a huge blow. That's another huge blow.
Yeah, because apparently it's coming out March 19th, right? And Quantum Break is April 5th.
Yeah, so
yeah, wow,
those are really close dates, and that's enough to steal. Look at Halo's going to be out in 3 weeks. Call of Duty's not stealing Halo's thunder this year.
Yeah,
it's
Call
just
of Duty's trash.
Not with the money that just came out. We all know that we're talking 5 million people in week 1 are playing Halo. That motivates people to get up who don't have it to go get it because they're like, shit, there's a lot of people playing. I want to be a part of that community. You know, so. Does that mean that Call of Duty's not going to sell? No, but it's going to sell quietly. It's going to do very well quietly. It's just going to be there. It's going to be the other multiplayer when you're done playing Halo.
Well, basically, Call of Duty is going to basically rate people on last gen. Like, people are still going to buy it there with no campaign or no DLC. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to spend $50 on it. Activision only wants the money. You know what I mean? That's all they care about. It's just money, 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 money. And that's why, I mean, they bought Candy Crush. Yeah, you know what I mean? Think about that for a second. Candy Crush.
People always say EA and Microsoft was horrible. I think Activision is the worst gaming company. They're very disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like they said, like we didn't want a campaign on the Xbox 360 because the campaign was very ambitious and they're down 4-player co-op. But the thing is, wasn't World at War 4-player co-op and Halo 4, Halo 3,
Certain
Gears of War
parts,
3?
certain parts of it were 4-player co-op. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like,
it could be done. It could have been done. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, could it be done? What do you got to sacrifice for it? I don't know. I think they probably should have just cut out the last gen versions. That's going to help you in the long run to cut out the last gen stuff. You know what I mean? I just think that too many people are kind of stuck in the past with that stuff. Like get rid of it. I realize that that it's a money thing, and that there's still people that like it, and that most people just play the multiplayer anyway. But still, like I'm the type of person that plays the campaign. You know what I mean? I like the campaigns on the Call of Duty games, on every game. I played campaign first on Halo. I just think that's what I do. You know what I mean? It's just unfortunate that they're so after the money and trying to break records. That they're like they got to just shovel shit out there no matter what it is. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. When you look at the Amazon the pre-order list, it's number 1 on Xbox and not even PS4. So that alone, it just shows that Yoshida wasted a whole lot of money trying to get a marketing deal for this game and even trying to put out bundles for this game because no one's gonna give a fuck. Once you have that controller in your hand, you would want to play Call of Duty with that controller. And not that DualShock 4.
But I think what they're hoping for, Wolf, is for people to buy the Black Ops 3 console. Is what I think they want. Not necessarily the game, because the game I think will dominate in sales on the Xbox One. But I do think that they're going to see not spike over Microsoft by no means, but they'll see a spike because they have the console version. It's a Christmas gift, whatever. It's stereotyping, but I think that's what he was hoping with that. He may get some of his money worth, I guess, out of that. But no, as far as the actual branding, we all know the brand and the better players are on Xbox, because they've been playing there for 7 years. We're going to switch over because the marketing deal doesn't affect the player.
Yeah, but the PlayStation fans, they're not really good at online gaming. They're horrible.
They're not. They're terrible.
If you get a chance, go to Twitch. Right now, watch some of the Mortal Kombat streams of the fighting game tournaments. They're horrible. It's horrible.
They're I can't even look at it. They're scrubs.
Yeah, like Xbox is a real console for competitive gaming.
Oh, I'll agree 100% with that. They got the hardcore controller, the hardcore console, the hardcore games.
And bigger prize pools too, bro.
Yeah. Where's the Killzone tournament? Where's the Uncharted 4 tournament?
Well, there's only 8 maps. That would get old pretty fast, man.
We got Killer Instinct tournaments too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Evo.
Yeah.
Hey, Saberwolf is only $1 right now if you haven't, bought him. He is. I'm not a big fan of that pricing thing, but he is a good character to have on there. I always buy the seasons like fully when they come out. But that's just me. Just real quick, I wanted to talk about one more thing that came out. This report that says more women own game consoles in the U.S. right now than men.
Yeah, that poll must have been taken at Victoria's Secrets.
All those are Xbox women. All of those are Xbox girls.
Well, you know what? I kind of wonder this because I knew that there were a lot. I mean, do you think that maybe a lot of Wiis are counted in this, or the PS4 is the new Wii? People, buy it. That's true. And it just sits there, or they play like little crappy weird games or whatever. So I mean,
it's probably for those Just Dance and those karaoke type of games, and probably Xbox Fitness.
Well, don't forget, guys. These polls don't capture the 50 million people. They capture like 5,000 people, and we don't know where this was taken. I mean, I disregarded that. I think that's just a clickbait thing. It's just something to read while you're in the bathroom. Like, to be honest with you, there's no way. We all know many gamers. We've all been gaming for a long time. I can safely say the only way the majority of women that we know have it are because their husbands or boyfriends play it, not because of them. So
maybe they're playing Minecraft.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, good point.
Someone they get shooters. A lot of them women good at shooters.
Yeah, be careful now. You're gonna get them feminists coming at you, bro.
That's all right. Then what's left? Then I'll just have the animal activists if I wear fur. You know, I mean, there's nothing. But like, you know, honestly, I don't think there's that many women console owners. I think there's a lot of women that partake in gaming, but I do think it's because of their
like iJustine, right? She's got some.
Yeah, iJustine is listed as she's definitely a gamer girl, right? But she's playing games maybe an hour a week. That's me. That's me.
Dude, did you see that they have some kind of hoodie or something that she was associated with? And I tagged you in that. Yes. I was like, hey, Mooch. You'd look good in that, dude.
There are a lot of female gamers. You know what I'm saying? Like
there are
hardcore gamers, but if we're talking about the majority, I don't think that's the case, man.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to say. Do I think more women are playing now than before? Absolutely. Do I think that they're the majority? No way in hell.
But I think it's more women on Xbox though, because it's a lot of female Halo and Gears fans. Remember,
that's possible.
A lot of female getting the
there
Halo.
Are a lot of there are a lot of female Gears fans. It is a game that what game used to draw a lot of women was Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
When I used to play that game on 360, right, and that game used to have like a large female fan base and following. So
I tell you the reason why crap is because it didn't have aim down sights, and it was just basically it was a gauntlet style where your left analog is it's not a disc. I think it's an easier game. It was a great game. I was really hoping that one of the surprises we've gotten, and I've given up on it, was Left 4 Dead 3.
Yeah.
I just think it was an easy game to play because it was just, R trigger to fire and just spin around and try to find an open spot and pass through. And that's a fun game that's not hard. When you start to get to these games like Sniper and things like that, that's when I don't think you get a lot of the female audience doesn't want that. And I don't blame them. They're not patient enough to really kind of deal with that. That's more of a guy like I can't wait to watch this bullet enter the skull of another. Like that's not stuff they care about.
Yeah, quick question, man. Like, forget the exclusive for now. But what is your most anticipated multi-plat for 2016?
Oh, for 16, huh?
Wow.
Mine was the Division, but
I tell you, mine is Doom.
Oh my God! I think Microsoft should have locked that game up. I'm not saying Microsoft should buy everything, but that game looked amazing.
Yeah, it looked gorgeous, man. What about you, Crap?
Damn, I don't even know what the hell multiplat is coming out next year.
I would say the Division for me.
Yeah, me too. I'm saying the Division.
Well, I would say the Division, but the Division isn't good. So I mean, unless they make it fun.
I don't know, Crap. If you have inside, if you have something inside that I don't know, that's fine. But I've been watching. There's a guy who does a YouTube channel called Open World Games, and he's really big on the Division. And every time there's an update by the developer, he goes over it. It's small clips. It's designed with the Xbox One in mind because it's their marketing deal. And I think I'm speaking here. You may have evidence. I have no evidence. But for what I'm seeing, it's getting better and better, and it's getting cleaner. It's basically going to be Destiny, but with like
not suck.
Yeah, it's gonna be more like our times. You know what I mean? Like with actual our weapons and shit like that. A little bit of a fabrication here or there, but more realistic type of like post-apocalyptic. So I mean, I think. And I'm hoping it's good because I think it's going to have legs. I think it's going to be a very good game.
I just want us to play with some friends.
Right.
Yeah, it is it's like an MMO type deal. So yeah, I understand that. Just if I had to say, I would say Mass Effect, the new Mass Effect.
I forgot about Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Is that end of 16?
I think it's going to come out in it's supposed to come out next holiday.
Yeah, okay.
I think that probably be delayed. You got Gears 4, you got Scalebound, Halo Wars 2. It's going to be packed.
Anything really.
And then probably Horizon, but then I think that's going to be 2017. Last Guardian.
Well, hey, anybody did you hear Sony talk about The Last Guardian? They said they're intentionally not showing footage. Yeah, they're intentionally not showing footage because they don't want to spoil it. And the whole time I'm thinking this, I'm like, yeah, it's because they don't have anything. So
there's nothing to spoil, man. Just look at it for the way it is. It just looks like dog shit.
What do you guys think? You think this E3 and this Gamescom, if Sony don't bring it with the games, they're gonna be in trouble? Because I think Microsoft is really gonna drop some bombs this year. I think they're gonna blow some people away.
That's an awesome question, but I'm gonna just answer it really easily. They're just gonna lie again. Like that's what they do. They promised Last Guardian. They promised us that you're not getting Last Guardian next year. Did you see what Yoshida said? We chose not to show it at the Paris Game Show or a lot of these shows because we don't want to spoil the story. I was like, what the fuck? You've been holding on to that story for 9 years.
Yeah. Hey, Guerrilla Games said the same thing. Guerrilla Games said the same thing. Guerrilla Games said the same thing about that Horizon game. You know what I mean? They're like, we're not going to spoil the story. So, like, you got to know some of the story. Like, we knew some of the Halo stuff with the lock and, you know, Chief and all that. Like, how do you...
They're lying. That's what Sony does now. They put CGIs up. That's why people actually argue with me on Twitter. They're like, Horizon Event Zero is coming out in 16. I'm like, no, it's not. You've got Uncharted that they knew they were going to have with the PS4. And they couldn't even get the thing up and running at the latest PSX, and it crashed at E3. You can't tell me that Event Horizon, and they can't get fucking No Man's Sky to play on a PS4. There's no way that Horizon game was on. It was a PC. We watched a PC build, and of course the media is okay with it. There's a big fucking whopping PC playing the game. They're like, don't worry about it. It's Sony. It's cool. But remember when Microsoft had the 2 PCs were shown at the first E3? Yeah, before launch, they're like, oh my god, they're like, look, they're playing them on PCs. That's not an Xbox One. Fraud exposed. Sony does it with their only game next year, and they get no slack. It's dude, the media bias is real. Like, don't point the finger at me. I'm just showing you people. I'm just showing you. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's not like a tinfoil hat. It's happening in front of your own eyes. You just want to, somehow you want to defend Japan. Like,
yeah, people need to wake up, man. If the PS4 can't run No Man's Sky, and that game doesn't even look that visually impressive, you got to know the PS4 is not that powerful, man. This console is horrible.
It cannot run an indie. And I said it last week on the show. I'll say it again. I don't think, it could run Halo 5.
It could run Halo 5.
Look at the calculations, the physics, the AI, all the destruction on screen. I don't think you could handle it, man.
Yeah.
If it was to do it, they probably have to, they have to draw a few things back. They'll have to cut a few corners if they want that game to run. But in its current form right now, I don't think it could run.
Yeah, because a lot of Sony fans kept saying Halo 5 would be 1080p 60 frames a second on the PS4. Then why is it Uncharted 1080p 60 frames a second on the PS4? And that's their own game.
And the scale of the game is real small. When you look at those maps on Uncharted 4, they just look small, man.
Yeah, but look at Tomb Raider compared to Uncharted 4. Like, did you see the level when she hid behind the rocks and you saw the water went over the cliff? It looks amazing. The water looks better than anything better than Uncharted 4. That's their water.
It's true though, but that Tomb Raider looks gorgeous, and I tried to download that, and I think it's a problem with the
Did you try it today or no?
No, I tried it last night, and it just won't download for some reason. I think it's the dashboard update that I got, but hopefully there's a new patch for it so I could download it.
Try a hard reset.
Hard reset. I done a hard reset. I reset my modem. I've done everything.
Do you think they're going to give Tomb Raider a good score? Or you think they're going to nerf the scores?
Think Tomb Raider is going to get a great score. I think it's going to do really well. I've heard really good things about it. Look, they're going to give it a good score because it's not a full-time Xbox exclusive. I'm sure that people will blow the game. They'll be like, oh, it's so great on the PS4. Oh, wow. You know what I mean? Like, that's what people are going to do. But I think Sony fans are delusional if they think it's going to be up to 60 frames per second on there when Uncharted is not. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, they're not. It's going to be, they're going to port it over, and it's probably going to be, what's it going to be, Moose? The 360 version?
Yeah, I believe it's not going to be 1080p 60 frames from a 360 version.
Like, the PS4 is not as powerful as everybody think it is. Let's think about that. It can't run No Man's Sky. Yeah. I bet if No Man's Sky was on Xbox One, they could run it.
Absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
The cloud computing. The developer said it. It's just an algorithm. You don't think the cloud can develop. The algorithm also has time with that game as you enter the planet. So you have a lot of time as you go through it. It can also process that and just shift it really quickly. The PlayStation has to do it all in box. It's a lot of crunching, and that's why it can't handle it. It's not strong enough.
It ain't nothing special. It's just random generated worlds with random generated AI. That's all it is.
It's just a huge math equation because don't forget everything is changing. It's a huge algorithm. But I mean, call a spade a spade. The game is not physically impressive. It's not demanding. It's not really hard. It doesn't look like it's hard. You run around, take pictures of things. Yeah. And then occasionally you shoot what looks like the combination of a rhino and a duck with a fucking water pistol. Like, there's nothing really going on.
Yeah. So, all I saw was a water pistol, right? And that was it.
And then you get
combat, no, none.
Yeah, and you get into a plane that looks half as ugly as the ones from Destiny, and you fly around.
It's a looking simulator. That's all it is. You just look around and that's it. Just take pictures.
Yeah, but that put the power debate to bed. If it can't run that game, and it can't run Uncharted at 1080p, I think that puts that 1080p 60. That puts that power debate to bed. The PS4
well, they said it's a console exclusive, so it's not ever come to the Xbox One. I don't really care, to be honest.
They can have it.
Trash.
I wasn't ever gonna buy the game anyway.
Yep. All right, guys. I'm hosting BGST this Sunday. It's probably going to be at 7 or so. So make sure you guys tune in. Mooch, you got anything coming up this week?
Yeah, I got a video coming out, and I also keep tuned to my Twitter handle at Mooch1978. I got some information. I'm doing something new on my channel this week too, and I will be starting to advertise it tomorrow. So thank you.
Awesome. What about you, Phoenix? You got anything?
Yeah, I got to start making some more videos. But to all the 360 fans, make sure you guys upgrade this holiday season. We need you guys to get in the battle. You know, the Xbox is the best console.
Yeah, pick a side, people. Pick a side.
Trust me, don't get a PS4.
And Xbox is the best box.
Yep. All of us didn't
Iron
PS4. It's a horrible console.
You got any?
Yeah, just add me on Xbox Live and subscribe to my channel. You know, I'm the guy that brings the facts, and that's all I gotta say, man.
3 Titans and 6.6 million in Halo sales, right?
That's right, baby.
All right, guys, man. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll catch you guys next week. Hopefully, Blackie will be able to join us. He was a little bit busy today, but we really appreciate it, man. Get back to Halo. Enjoy some Xbox One, and we'll catch you later.